Hey guys, so we're back again with another reading. Today we are going to be tapping into their feelings for you, see what's going on in their mind and their heart for you. And today we have a selection of different cards for you to choose from. So if you're new to this channel, welcome. I'm so happy to have you. And basically you're going to see which of these cards is sticking out to you, calling your name, drawing your attention in towards it. And then as soon as you make up your mind, just scroll down to the timestamps in the comments in the description and jump right into your pile. I also want to mention that if you like how I read tarot and you want to see more of it, you can head on over to my Patreon. I just posted a reading all about what you're manifesting. And before that, I posted a career reading, also a money reading, and there's lots of love readings as well. There's over 80 exclusive readings you'll only get access to at my Patreon. You also get early and ad-free access to all my YouTube videos. They always get posted over there first. And you guys also suggest and vote on new topics over at Patreon. So if that sounds good to you and you're interested in signing up, head to the link underneath the timestamps in the comments in the description and join me on Patreon. Also, if you're looking to book a private session with me, you can get that at my website, briarrosetarot.com. Whether you have a few specific questions you want to get into, or you just want an energy check-in and to see what your guides, angels, ancestors have to say to you, either one works, and you can book that time slot with me at my website, briarrosetarot.com, and the link for that is in my description. So that's about all I have to say, guys. Now, if you need more time to decide, you can totally feel free to rewind, pause, and take as much time as you need, but we're going to go ahead and jump into pile one. Hey, pile one, so you guys got this Wailing Tree Reconciliations card, and for your other cards, you got the High Lady of Love and Compassion, the Cosmos, the Well Watcher, and the Eagle King. So what's coming to mind right away is that your person sees you as being very independent, like you really do your own thing. I feel like you are someone that they feel is kind of hard to lock down or hard to get a hold of, and I feel like this really contributes to their attraction to you. They think of you as someone who is kind of unique, and I'm almost getting like a Sagittarius vibe or a Jupiter or even a Pisces vibe of someone who is very on to the next, always, like always wanting a new adventure, always wanting to go somewhere new, try something new. And I think they find this really attractive. Like, you don't seem like someone that's easy to get a hold of or maybe even easy to deal with. You may be kind of feisty, somewhat argumentative, somewhat of a challenge that I feel like this person really, really likes. So I feel like they think about you quite a lot, almost like strategizing on like, how can I please them? How can I make them happy? How can I appease them? How can I bring something to their life? But I feel like they also are not sure about whether you even want that. You may seem overly independent to the point where it's like, yeah, I don't know if they even want a relationship, or I don't know if they like me. I feel like they're very unclear about how you feel about them. I feel like this person, whoever they are, is very, goes back and forth in their mind. Like, I think they like me. I don't know. Well, maybe they don't care. And honestly, I feel like that's a really hard thing for their ego. Like, it really drives them crazy that they don't quite get that validation from you. And at times, I think it makes them almost want to like give up or be like, I'm not going to send that, I'm not going to deal with them, I'm not going to talk to them anymore, you know. So if this is someone you haven't actually dated or you're not in a relationship with, this could be someone that maybe they like typed out a million texts to you and then deleted them all, or maybe they were going to ask you out to something but then they were like, yeah, they're going to say no, I'm just asking this person, I know they're a sure thing. Because I also feel like this vibe or dynamic, like they're showing me other people, other women or other men. So I feel like in a way they may date other people because they're like, okay, at least this person gives me validation, or at least this person likes me and I know that for sure, and I don't have to wonder how they feel. So it's almost like they like you the most, but because their ego gets wounded by you, I feel like they end up spending a lot of time, not spending a lot of time, but diverting their interests or diverting their interactions to others as a way to kind of like salve their ego, as a way to make themselves feel better because at least they're getting validation from someone else. And I feel like they like you the most by far, but then there's also like, I don't even know if they like me. I don't even, and I feel like it feels scary to this person because I feel like they do like you quite a lot. I feel like they are very into you. And then it's like, what am I supposed to do about this? Maybe even this could be someone you have as an ex, or that you want no contact with, and this could be someone who's dating someone else now, or is like thinking of you, but is like, okay, maybe they give themselves a pep talk all the time about like, oh, you got to move on, stop thinking about her or something, because I feel like there's a big ego wound at play. There's a big, first of all, mystery with how you feel, and second of all, hurt around that, to be honest. Like, it does feel like they're a little bit hurt. I'm not gonna lie, not trying to make you guys feel guilty, but it does feel like their feelings are a little bit hurt by this. I also feel like they kind of look up to you. We got the Eagle King, the Well Watcher. The Well Watcher says wisdom, power of the divine. We got the Cosmos, the High Lady of love and compassion. Feels like they really look up to you. Feels like they really think of you as like, wow, pile one is amazing. Pile one is such a catch. Or they're so, especially like, I feel like it feels like you're really smart, or it feels like they love to get your advice on things, and they kind of look up to you in that sense. They love to hear what you have to say about different situations and getting your feedback and your input about their life. Like, I feel like when a problem pops up for them in their life, almost like immediately their mind goes to you like, oh, what would pile one say? How would pile one react to this? What would they do about it? Their mind just goes to you automatically, and I feel like they feel very needy about you. They may even worry about that, like, maybe I'm too needy, I don't know if I can measure up to pile one. Pile one just seems so dynamic and almost like they don't need anyone. They seem independent. So yeah, I feel like for them, it's almost like trying to figure out where would they fit in your life. Let me get some more cards. We pre-pulled some tarot. So we got the Ace of Wands. Oh my gosh, the Wheel of Fortune. Told you, Sagittarius energy. The Seven of Swords. Ace of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles, and the Page of Wands. So yeah, I feel like, again, the 10 of Pentacles coming through, they kind of put you up on a pedestal on some level. They think of you as very successful. They think of you as someone who has accomplished a lot or will accomplish a lot. I feel like they think of you as someone who is very secure in their own life, very secure in their own identity, who has their own thing going on. And it's like, how do I even bring appeal for this person? Where do I fit in with them? Like, I feel like you just have a very independent vibe. Like, you just seem like if you were sick of someone or you were done with a situation, you just leave. You just be like, bye, I'm done. I'm not putting up with this anymore. And I feel like that kind of drives this person crazy. It makes them wonder, am I secure? Am I safe with them? And I feel like they kind of go back and forth, but then there's a part of them that likes that challenge and likes to wonder where they're going to fit in with you, whether you're going to stick around. I feel like it's kind of interesting for them. Like, they kind of hate it, but they love it. And I'm hearing that song, Hate It and Love It by like 50 Cent in The Game. Yeah, I think it's by, yeah, anyway. But I feel like they also see you as very charismatic. That's another thing coming through, is like, I feel like with others, you seem very charismatic. I don't know what it is. Maybe when you deal with other people in front of them, like, you're very smiley and chatty and friendly. Or maybe a lot of people have crushes on you, or you have a lot of other options. I feel like this person just assumes, with that Page of Cups coming through, that you have like a whole roster, or you have like a lot of people who are interested. You have a lot of people that would like to be with you. And again, I feel like this person is torn between being kind of proud, or being like, yeah, that's awesome, or I like this challenge, or yeah, they're super attractive. We see that as well with the Ace of Wands. But also being like, okay, so everyone else thinks they're attractive too. That's kind of bad for me. I am getting, for some of you guys, some resentment. So if this is an ex or someone you went no contact with, I feel like there's a part of them that doesn't get angry, but kind of looks back like, oh my God, and kind of frustrated, I guess, or kind of again, it's hard to put into words, not angry, but not bitter. I don't know how to describe this, but it's like a little bit mad that like I feel like maybe they did things to get your attention and you like didn't notice is kind of what I'm seeing. Like they may have done things that they felt like were very over the top for you, or they felt like they put themselves out there, or they even may have been like, oh, I was a simp for pile two. You know, they may say things like that to themselves or cast that way in their mind. Like I did so much for pile one. I did so much for pile one. I tried to get their attention. You may be like, you didn't do anything. Like you never told me how you feel. Like what, WTF? But I feel like in this person's mind, they feel like they did a lot, made a lot of overtures towards you. Like if y'all never dated, I feel like they are saying something like, no, I flirted a lot with pile one, or I made it clear, or I did reach out and they rejected me. Now I'm kind of feeling like for some of you guys, there's some confusion about that on your end, or I can feel some like resistance to that, being like, no, wait a minute, you did not reach out. You never sent me that text. But it may not have been them directly telling you, oh my gosh, I'm so in love with you, but maybe they did other things like just being like, hey, do you want to hang out on Tuesday? And maybe you were busy that day and you were like, oh, I can't, I have a doctor's appointment, but they took that as rejection. But they're saying basically that like you rejected them, or they've done so much for you and you don't give an F, you know, you haven't cared. So how this person feels about you is, yeah, I think they really like you, pile one. I don't know. I feel like this person is very into you and does feel like they've invested a lot in you. They feel like I could feel like this person could be very serious about your future. If you're dating this person currently, I definitely feel like this person could be serious about a future with you, sees a long-term future. Yeah. Let's get some song cards for pile numero uno. Pillow Talk, Zane. Sex with My Ex, Lil Peep. Sweet Talking Woman, Electric Light Orchestra. Shades of Cool, Lana Del Rey. I do think they think you're very cool. Like they like your aesthetic, they like your vibe. Cardigan, Taylor Swift. How does this person feel towards pile one, Spirit? Fields of Gold, Staying. Yeah, they have actually a very sweet part of their heart for you. I could see some of you guys having known this person in a past life, actually. Only You, Ellie Goulding. Lies, Marina. Interesting. I'm hearing You Make Me a Better Man. Oh, it was just 11:11 when I looked at the timer. Yep. More confirmation. Love that. But yeah, what was I hearing? Oh yeah, You Make Me a Better Man. I think that's a line from a movie. But I feel like with the lies, the Seven of Swords, this person may have like reformed themselves a little bit for you, or maybe they didn't, and that was why you like dumped them, or you didn't want to date them. Because I feel like in a way this person may have been shady, or may have been up to shady behavior, or maybe when you met them, they were more dating around or in that mode of like just not being super serious. And I feel like you really changed things for them. And now it's like you kind of awaken that in them and they can't go back. I'm also hearing that line from Legally Blonde where Elle goes up to that guy, the sweet nerd guy, and she slaps him and trying to help him get with another chick, and she says like, how could you give me the greatest pleasure in the world and then rip it away? But they're just showing me that. I feel like that's how this person kind of feels towards you, is like, wait, you made me want to commit to you, or you made me want to be with you, and now then you like switched it up and like rejected me. Like how the F did that happen? Like I feel like they're kind of pressed about that, upset about that, if that is something that happened. And I'm hearing that line from I can't remember the song, but I can't remember, it's by Lindsey Buckingham, Bleed to Love Her, where he says, once again, she steals away pretending that she don't miss me. So I feel like this person just sees you as kind of, I want to say, a little capricious at times or selfish at times, but not in a bad way. Like I feel like that kind of adds to their attraction. Like it feels like you prioritize yourself. It feels like sometimes you just push them away. And I don't feel like they think that's a bad thing. I don't feel like they are mad about it. I feel like they think of it as like kind of a challenge, or they're willing to stick with you regardless. I feel like for them, they focus on dating others, or they may have tried to distract themselves by dating others. For some of you, obviously, I can see some of you guys being in an active relationship with this person, which honestly, if you are, it seems good. It's a general reading, so of course other energies are going to come through. But if you're in a relationship with this person, I could see this being a really good dynamic that could lead to something long term. But if this is an ex or something, they may resent you a little bit, and they may feel kind of like, you know, yeah, they've tried to date other people, they've tried to be around others, they've tried to put themselves out there, but their mind and their heart keeps coming back to you. I feel like they're also very fascinated by you and just incredibly drawn to your energy, incredibly drawn to you, like can't get enough of you kind of a thing, like obsessed, you know? I'm hearing Obsessed by Addison Rae. Or is it, yeah, I can't remember. Yeah, she has some song where she's like, I'm obsessed with me too. I feel like you guys are very much in the forefront of their mind all the time. They think of you a lot. They like your aesthetic. We got shades of cool, and they like the way you talk as well. Sweet talking woman. I feel like they think of you as someone who's very cool, creative, independent minded, really does your own thing. And that's very fascinating for them. Like the fact that you're a challenge, the fact that you're not just sitting around waiting to hear from them, the fact that you may be dating other people, or you just, you know, cut them off with a quickness. If they messed up, maybe you just like dumped them immediately. And I feel like they respect the boundaries you put up. They respect the fact that you're a little bit selfish and always keep your own self-respect. So let me get into some of these cards. How does pile one's person feel towards pile one? How does pile one's person feel towards pile number one? Life purpose, blessings. They may definitely feel like this is a soul tie with the life purpose card coming out. Like they felt drawn to you the first time they met you, and they felt like immediate resonance. Wow, they see you as so beautiful. Look, we got the beauty card, confidence, blessings, life purpose, and the Page of Cups can be a very attractive card. That is like one of the, depending on how it comes out, it can be a player in the zodiac, or it could just be someone who has a lot of charm, a lot of riz, just someone who, you know, would have everyone like salivating over them. If they went out to the bar, they'd know how to talk to everyone, they'd be the life of the party, but not in a like kind of over the top sexual way, the way the Wands cards can sometimes come across, the lower, less mature suit cards, where maybe you have the Page of Wands, where it's just like clear, like, oh, they're just trying to hit it, they're trying to get it in. The cups can come across much more authentic and much more genuine, much more emotional, but sometimes it can be an act. Sometimes it can be something that, like, you know, they're not as serious because it is a page. So I feel like for you, they think of you as like gorgeous, super attractive, super charming, but then they're also like, I don't know if they really like me. I don't know if they feel strongly about me too, or I'm making a fool of myself. But they can see that you have this charisma, you are good with people, you have this confidence and this vibe and this energy about you that I feel like they find so intoxicating. And they kind of are freaked out by it. Like, I don't know if I want to date someone like this who brings this much to the table, who's kind of more of a target for others as well, because I feel like they are aware that they're not the only one who has a crush on you or who likes you. So they definitely see it as like, there's steep competition for pile number one, and I'm gonna have to bring my A game in order to be with them. But I feel like they may feel that past life connection with you. That's what's coming up with the life purpose card for me, is like the node, the north node, the south node, and they may feel that you knew them in another life, and that you and them may have like nodal aspects in your astrology chart, like south node aspects or north node aspects. But it feels like you, which probably aspect both, but yeah, it feels like you guys just knew each other already, or you have a depth of your connection. I feel like they also think you're very funny, fun to be around. They love your energy. They see you as a blessing, and they see you as very confident, very put together, very like you've got your life on point. You're not a mess. You're not a disaster. Let's get into some astrology, guys. Seeing the astrological energies at play for pile numero uno, number one, seventh house. Sagittarius, love that. I definitely see that Sagittarius vibe with you. Not saying y'all all have Sagittarius placements, but I feel like you give off that vibe of Sag where it's always on to the next. I always think of the song that sums up Sag for me would be Bejeweled by Taylor Swift, who is a Sag sun, and I feel like she's kind of in her Sag era. She left her water era. She was in with Evermore and Folklore, and now she's in full Sag chaos vibe, but you kind of love to see it because it's like that's what we love about Sagittarians. That's what makes them so entertaining is like they really won't, if they're done with a situation, they're totally going to be on to the next quick. And when she says in Bejeweled, like, I can still make the whole room shimmer, and when I meet the band and they ask if I have a man, I can still say I don't remember. Like, it's so chaotic to me, and I love it because I feel like it is that vibe that like I kind of know my worth and I am not afraid. That's something Sages never are, is like afraid or scared or keeping themselves like, oh, let me just stay in the safety zone. They love to be in that place of uncertainty, and that's what makes them such effective goal achievers. And I feel like for you guys, you give off that vibe that you're not scared, you're not worried, you're not nervous. Like, I feel like you just have this confidence and this power, and you can make the whole room shimmer. You do have that charisma. And another thing about Sag is they're blessed by Jupiter, a huge benefic. So for you guys, I feel like also like that certainty you have of like, I'll be fine and I'm super confident is completely accurate, and you are fine, and you always land on your feet, and that gives you even more confidence. So it kind of is like this cycle, and this person I think can really feel and sense that like, oh, I need to be on my best behavior with pile one, or pile one isn't waiting around for me desperately hoping I'm going to come back. Pile one is doing their own thing and on to the next. And I feel like they kind of love that, but hate it at the same time. They're attracted to it, but they're also kind of scared of it. So yeah, I think if you are no contact with this person, or you used to talk to them, but you don't talk anymore, they may definitely think about how you are dating others. I also, Spirit is just highlighting Pillow Talk by Zayn. So I want to mention that I feel like they love conversating with you. They love your conversation. Again, I think they think of you as highly intelligent. I mentioned that at the beginning of the reading, but they really are mentioning how smart you are and how good of a conversationalist. And I also feel like you're a good strategist. Like, I feel like a lot of you guys in this pile, you're great at giving advice. And I feel like there's no one else this person would want to go to for advice than you. They just see you as like, wow, pile number one, they really have things figured out. They always know the right thing to say. They always know the right thing to do. And I feel like that's something that's super attractive to them. Like, they kind of look up to you a little bit, and they think of you as just really smart, very together. And again, I think that's highly attractive. Then we got the seventh house of relationships. So seventh house is ruled by Libra. So technically, I didn't mention it yet, but we have the energy here as Libra, Sagittarius, and Aquarius, because we got Uranus. So maybe some of you guys have those placements. But the seventh house ruled by Libra is the ultimate relationship house. So again, I could see this being a very long-term connection that could maybe lead to marriage, or just this person will always remember you, always have you in their heart. It doesn't feel like a flash in the pan feelings or emotions that are just going to go away, or I'm really attracted to you, but hey, we had fun. I woke up the next day and I changed my mind. It feels like they really want that relationship with you and see you as like a partner or a potential partner, seeing you as someone that they could really spend almost their life with, and have a deep amount of love for you. And I also feel like you've inspired them to change. I mentioned earlier that movie quote of like, you make me want to be a better man. And that's what I'm also seeing highlighted with the seventh house, because the seventh house, or Libra especially, is all about compromise. It's all about adjusting yourself to another person. It is not a selfish energy. It opposes Aries on the astrological wheel. So Libra is about how do we compromise ourselves and merge with someone else and be willing to step away from that individualistic identity into union with someone else and all the things that comes with, because of course we're all individuals and it's complicated when you have to adjust your schedule to someone else or change your sleeping habits because they're a night owl and you're a morning person, or change what you eat because they don't like the same food you like, and all those things that come up in a relationship. And I feel like this person has either made changes, or they're saying they're willing to make changes, or they had made changes, depending on where you are in this timeline, whether you're with this person, you used to be with them, you've never been with them. But I feel like either way, you have inspired them to make changes, to adjust themselves, to shift things in their life in order to make you happy. And that was a major thing for them, is like, how can I be a better person so that pile number one will like me? Then we also have Uranus, Aquarius, and I mentioned before that I feel like your person sees you as highly intelligent. Uranus and Aquarius is genius energy, really great at conversation. It also rules over the 11th house of other people or large groups. And again, I feel like this person sees you as very charismatic. Look, we got the beauty card. I don't even think I talked about that enough, but like, they see you as so physically beautiful. They see you as so attractive, and they're also convinced that other people see that as well, and that you're good with people. You have that charisma, you have that vibe that people are drawn to you. And I feel like this person, again, is very attracted to that, but also kind of scared of it, kind of like, what are they doing with me then? Like, they have so many people into them. But I feel like overall they do like it a lot. But they also see you as very different, very unique. And what Sagittarius and Aquarius both have in common is they're very independent. They're extremely independent. They can be kind of non-committal for that reason and kind of like ghost people or just want to be single for long periods of time. They're not as kind of emotionally needy as other signs in the zodiac. So I feel like, again, they see you as extremely independent minded and someone who's just going to march to the beat of your own drum and doesn't really care about fitting into any kind of society or doing what other people want or appeasing someone. They see you as someone who is really doing your own thing. And again, I feel like they are attracted to that, but kind of scared, inspired, probably. It makes them want to be more that way themselves, but also kind of like, okay, they're probably not going to tolerate any BS in this relationship. That's kind of scary. But yeah, I think most of all, they're very excited by you, very drawn to you, and definitely super into you, pile one. So that is what I have for you. If it resonates, please let me know in the comments. I always love hearing from you guys, hearing your thoughts, stories, all that jazz. So I would love to know how it resonates for you. Also, make sure to give this reading a thumbs up, hit the like button, subscribe. And if you want to see more of my content, head on over to my Patreon. I just posted a reading all about what you are manifesting. So that's a really good one if you want to know what is going to come into your life soon, what you're building up towards. Before that, I posted a career reading, also a money reading, and there's a ton of love readings as well, some recent ones, some older ones, over 81 exclusive, over 80 exclusive readings. I think we're around 82 exclusive readings, and new ones go up all the time. Also, you guys vote on new ones and suggest new ones over there. So it's super interactive, and yeah, we're going to be doing a poll soon with new readings. So if you would like to sign up, oh, and I almost forgot, but I also post all my YouTube videos over there early and ad-free. So if you're interested in that and you want to sign up for Patreon, go to the link underneath the timestamps in the comments in the description and join me on Patreon. Also, if you would like to get a private session with me, if you want some channeled guidance about a specific situation, or you just want an energy check-in, see what your guides have to say, either one works. You can book that spot with me at my website, briarrosetarot.com, and the link for that is in my description. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Now I'm sending you so much love and light, and I'll be back again very soon with another reading. Take care, guys. Bye. Hey, pile two, welcome to your reading. So if you picked this Lost in Space card, this is going to be your reading. So you guys also got the Diamond Dreamer, the Wise Woman of Wonderland, the Queen of the Light, and the Altar Priestess. So there's some message that's coming through right off the bat about you're too good for me. I don't know what this is, but it just came through really strong. You're too good for me. And I almost feel like this person could be expressing guilt over the past, or saying that they messed up in some way, and that's why they're saying you're too good for me. I almost feel like they're acknowledging that you've been very patient with them or very kind, or you're just a sweetheart. And I feel like they feel somewhat ashamed, or they feel like they messed up in some way. Or maybe they just put you up on a pedestal and just see you as an incredible catch, see you as very beautiful. But they're coming through as ashamed. And I almost feel like this is maybe their higher self, maybe not their human self, but their higher self that's acknowledging that they haven't acted exactly like they should. And their higher self is saying that there are many times that this person has acted out of a place of fear rather than out of a place of authenticity and going after what they want genuinely. So if this is someone that you maybe had a crush on or you had a connection with, but they never carried it forward, they never actually asked you out, it could have been because they were afraid or they didn't feel good enough. I feel like a lot of this is very hidden inside their brain, and their higher self is really taking over the reading to acknowledge that there are many things their lower self, their human self, is not as aware of and not as conscious of, but there are many tendencies that they have that come out of that place of lack of feeling not good enough that I feel like has affected their relationship with you. So if this was someone you were in a relationship with, I could see that maybe they may have acted in a dysfunctional way at the end of the relationship or something, or never treated you with a full amount of respect. I also feel like this person may be scared of their emotions, even if this was just a crush, even though it may have been amazing how they felt towards you and may have awakened them in a way that was exciting and fun and meant a lot, and they enjoyed that. I also feel like there was a part of them that was just scared, was like, oh my God, like this is, I feel like in a way you were calling them towards a higher place of healing. You got the altar priestess, and maybe some of you guys are very spiritual. Maybe you're into tarot. Maybe you've done shadow work. You also got the Queen of the Light, the Wise Woman of Wonderland. They are acknowledging that you're very wise, you're very deep, and you have spiritual power to you. And so I feel like on one hand, that's what drew this person to you, was almost this sense that like, you can fix me, or, you'd be really good for me. But then also their lower self, being kind of like, let me sabotage this because I'm not ready for it. Their lower self being really scared of, what will this mean for me? And what am I supposed to do about this? How am I supposed to proceed? Because now suddenly I'm triggered and I feel really nervous and I feel not good enough. And these feelings of not being good enough and these feelings of lack of self-worth being very much awakened by the connection with you. I'm actually seeing, like, if you've ever stepped foot in like a lake or a pond or something, and maybe it's very still and the water is pretty, but as soon as you step down into that mud and the dirt and your foot hits the bottom of that pond or the lake, and all the sediment gets like conjured up and churned up, and then the water turns brown and muddy. That's what I'm seeing in my mind. So I feel like in a way this person may have felt very settled in their life, very like calm with everything, and then you came in and kind of like disrupted things, and I feel like that really freaked this person out, and they may have sabotaged or not stepped up because of that. And I'm feeling like runner energy, like this person was very much scared, like this person was very much in a panic almost about their connection with you. And they're acknowledging that you have been much more mature about it than they have been. So even if you were scared, you handled it a lot better. And they want you to know, I feel like their higher self wants you to know that that was what was going on, and that it's not a reflection on you, but it's a reflection on what they are capable of in this moment. And as their human self that they are now, they may not be as capable of like a functional relationship that is what we want when we really like someone and we're like, oh, let's move this to the next level. This is awesome. I really like you. And this person just may not be capable of that. But I feel like they are definitely saying that, that is their problem, not yours. And also that they may come to a place of deep regret later on because of this, if they're not in that place already. Because some of them, depending on the timeline, may already be in that place of regret, but not really being sure how to handle it, not really being sure how to fix it. And I feel like this person kind of distracts themselves when things get hard. When things get difficult or tough for them, they definitely run away, distract themselves. They may start, it's almost like, this is the energy to me that sometimes comes through with addicts. And when I say addict, I don't just mean, those traditional substances like drinking too much or doing a drug. I mean, anyone could be an addict. They could shop themselves to like an addiction. They could have a shopping addiction, or go to the gym all the time when they get upset, or go out with friends and party, or you know, just start watching a bunch of TikTok videos because they don't want to deal with it. We all have this tendency when we get triggered or we have a trauma come up or we're not sure how to fix it to like put our head in the sand, distract ourselves, you know, go call our bestie and start talking about gossip instead of being like, okay, what am I feeling? What's coming up? And I just feel like that's what's going on with this person. So they may have even acted in a really dysfunctional way that was kind of caused by this connection, but it's not your fault. I feel like maybe this was part of their connection of needing growth. And it makes a lot of sense. We got the Lost in Space card for you guys. Because it definitely feels like they're lost. And it's funny because I wasn't sure about using this card. In fact, I didn't love the image on it. So I was like, oh, maybe let me pull another card for it. You know, the only one I did that for of those piles, but I was like, I'm not sure. And as soon as I put the new card down, I shuffled it twice. I felt such a strong feeling like, no, use this one. And I wasn't sure why. And finally, I'm like, whatever, I'll just listen to spirit. And now it makes perfect sense because it definitely feels like this person is a little bit lost. I feel like in a way they got direction from you, they got healing from you, but they're still in that place of a lot of confusion and lower vibrational energy. Let's get some more cards. We got the Six of Cups. We got the Eight of Swords. Talk about needing direction. We got the Four of Wands, the Page of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles, Eight of Swords, and the King of Pentacles. So yeah, I feel like this person I'm hearing, I wish I could step up. I wish I could be better. I feel like this person does fantasize, like when they're really allowing their mind to go to an honest place, they fantasize about being good enough to be able to get with you and to be able to step up and do the things they need to do. I feel like this person knows deep down that they've disappointed you or that they haven't lived up to. Maybe you even saw them in a really positive light. You saw them with the beautiful eyes of love, those rose-colored glasses, seeing them, you know, with their potential, seeing them for their higher self. And I feel like this person may have even resented that or gotten so freaked out by it. They may not be used to being treated with a lot of kindness and love. And so I feel like, again, there's a part of them that feels really guilty for anything they may have done that has hurt you. But I'm hearing a really strong message of like, I'm not ready yet. We got the Four of Pentacles. So this person may also be focused on building the rest of their life into a place that is stable and successful. I mean, we got the Page of Pentacles as well, the King of Pentacles. It feels like this is a major thing that's on this person's mind, is maybe their financial stability or their economic situation, or just the level of, like I said, stability they have in their life. Kind of wondering like, am I good? Do I have everything figured out? Will I be okay with my job? Will I be okay with everything I have going on? And I feel like this person still feels very unfinished and raw and not ready. I feel like there's still a part of them that is like, I have so much further to go. I'm just not there yet. I don't have it all figured out. And I feel like this person really wants to get to that place where they are good and where they're capable. Like I feel like in their wildest dreams, if they were fully honest with themselves and weren't in this kind of runner panicked energy that I sense from them, if they were fully honest with themselves, yeah, they would love to like take you out on an amazing date, impress you, settle down. But they're in such a panicked place. They have possibly unaddressed childhood trauma or trauma from past relationships that I feel like they've never fully worked through. And this spirit is acknowledging it may come from past lives. That's a major thing. It may come from past lives. And I feel like for them, they just... They keep a lot to themselves. They keep a lot close to their vest, and they feel like no one's going to understand. They almost feel shame about it. Like if they told you that you would run away screaming as well. So I'm almost hearing them say to you, like, you're a liar because you say you'd be okay with it. But if you really knew, you would run screaming, kind of a thing. So yeah, there's a lot of deep like shame, self-hatred, I want to say, just unaddressed negative emotion coming from them. We did get the Eight of Swords for them. So I feel like they are in a panic place for their whole life. It feels like there's a lot of things unsettled for them, not just this connection with you, but their whole life feels very like a lot of things up in the air. With the Six of Cups, though, coming out first, I definitely feel that they felt deeply connected with you, and they may look back on their time with you and really have incredibly fond memories. Also, with the Six of Cups, they may see you as very angelic, very sweet, very, almost having a young, youthful, innocent type of energy. I feel like for a time in their life, you made them so happy. We also got the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands can be a really fun card. It can be a card that's about such a great time and such a peaceful, happy, it's like a party card. And it can also literally show marriage as well. So it's kind of like that person you like being around so much that you're like, hey, maybe I could be with you long term because we just have a blast together. And I feel like they really felt so connected to you, and that's what kind of freaked them out. Is with others, they probably were able to stay in their shell and not be triggered, not have any kind of like emotions come up. But when it came to you, I feel like you really brought that out of them. You really made them question, am I really okay with this dysfunctional life I live? Because now I find myself wanting more. Find myself thinking of pile number 2 and craving them and wanting to be around them. But I feel like I keep hearing I'm not ready yet. Let's get into some song cards for pile number 2. Pile number 2. For pile 2, what is this person feeling? Making out, no doubt. Okay. Wait for me, Hall and Oates. So they don't want you moving on. I also feel like this person could just be in that energy that a lot of people are when they're dysfunctional, or they could just be like wanting only a short-term relationship with making out. They could be focused more on the physical because, again, it can be triggering to have that cup energy stirred up, those emotions stirred up. So sometimes it's easier just to keep it physical, just to say, hey, it's just a hookup, or I don't really care because listen, we're just having fun. And so that may be how their conscious mind likes to think on things, is like, yeah, I was just hooking up with them, or I don't really care. Even if they do care, even if they do feel that connection with you, it's like they may tell themselves, yeah, that's all it was to me. And that can be a dangerous energy, because when someone's lying to themselves, when someone's telling themselves things, they can start to believe it, you know? So I feel like their higher self, again, is coming through to just to say, like, listen, just because they may say this stuff doesn't mean they mean it. It's kind of like how someone in a breakup will shout at the other person, like, I never loved you, or I don't care about you, or you're worthless to me. And that's obviously not what they mean. Otherwise, they wouldn't be so emotional and screaming and crying, you know? But we say all kinds of things to protect our ego and our emotions and make it seem like we're not some loser. Silver Springs, Fleetwood Mac. I Will, the Beatles. I don't know, I'm hearing promises I can't keep. Maybe some of these people made promises that they can't keep, where they told you things. Ocean Eyes, Billie Eilish, Unchained Melody, The Righteous Brothers, How Deep Is Your Love, The Bee Gees. And I'm also hearing Prove to Me. Something about them wanting you to prove to them how much you love them. Mystery of Love, Sufjan Stevens. I mean, we have, I think I mentioned A Sky Full of Stars, Coldplay. I think I read all the titles. But yeah, we have a lot of deep emotional cards coming out, which I think, again, is so interesting. I love the song cards for that reason, because sometimes someone tries to act like, I don't care. I'm not emotional. This doesn't bother me. And then the song cards are like, oh, really? Well, the songs you're picking say differently. I do feel like this person has a lot of emotion for you, but again, I feel like they push it away. It's almost like the more emotion they feel, the more shame that conjures up, the more they beat themselves up about it, the more they tell themselves that they're a simp or a loser or overly emotional. And then I feel like they would cope by almost going in the opposite direction. Like, it's like that. You know, it reminds me of the scene at the end of Moulin Rouge. No spoilers, so skip ahead like 10, 20, 30 seconds if you don't want to hear a spoiler. But, you know, okay, so skip ahead now. Hopefully I gave you enough time, enough warning. But at the end of Moulin Rouge, how obviously Christian is really in love with Satine, and he's like obsessed with her, but she rejects him. And then he goes into her performance or whatever, and he says, you know, never loved you, and he throws money at her and says, like, well, now I paid my, you know, courtesan or whatever, and he's really disrespectful, and then he's walking away crying. Like, it kind of reminds me of that, where someone does care, but they're filled with such negative emotion that they can't even deal with it. They can't be honest with themselves and just admit how played they feel or how stupid they feel. So instead, they're going to go the opposite direction and act like, I don't give an F, because we can see how many strong emotions they do have with Unchained Melody, Mystery of Love, Silver Springs. I mean, a lot of deep emotional cards. So yeah, I feel like they felt this deep, brief moment of connection with you where they really felt like the possibilities opened up and they finally felt recognized by you. And I feel like a lot of that is your healing energy that you give off, this kind of sense of how deep you are, how deep the conversations were, or how much you see into their soul. And on one hand, loving that, craving that, being grateful for it, and on the other hand, being absolutely terrified and being like, oh my God, I don't want them to see me this deeply. Like, I need some privacy here because I do not need to be looked at into my soul. Like, I want to hide away. I do not want to be seen like this. And I feel like you just have that deep, almost psychic ability to see so deep into someone, and it's freaking this person out. They're also acknowledging that you have really beautiful eyes, and I feel like you have a penetrating gaze. And again, when you're looking at someone, it feels like you can see into their soul. I also feel like this person is acknowledging that you have a really gorgeous body and figure, and they really enjoyed if there was ever any kind of hookup or physical interaction between you guys. They definitely really enjoyed that. Even if you guys never actually took it to that place, I feel like they are very attracted to you in that sense, and they really enjoy the way you look, your body, all of that. But I feel like the dangerous part of that is like, because they have such a hard time with their emotions, they may tell themselves like, yeah, it's just because they're hot. And I hate when someone refuses to acknowledge the depth of their connection, but I kind of feel like that's what this person is doing. I do feel like they may have intentions to come towards you in the future, or their higher self. Like, it's almost like I feel like this person has tried to distract themselves a million times and not think of you. Over and over and over, they have tried to just take you off their mind, but they can't help that their mind just goes back to you, goes back to you, goes back to you all the time. Let's get some of these cards for pile number 2. How does pile 2's person feel towards pile 2? Okay, we got animals. I'm hearing that song Animals by Maroon 5, where it's like, I'm gonna hunt you down tonight or something. Baby, I'm preying on you tonight. Eat you alive. So yeah, oh, love. Lighten your load and love. I feel like this person is terrified of you moving on and dating someone else, and they may be kind of jealous and possessive of you. That's what Animals card is bringing up to me with that song by Maroon 5. They may be very like obsessed with the idea of you getting with someone else, hooking up with someone else, and almost like they may have acted like they didn't want you, but deep down, like, they're lurking your socials to see like, did they move on? Are they with someone else? Do they have someone else around them? And this kind of panic and fear of, oh my God, like, I definitely am not okay with them dating someone else and being with someone else and having that intimacy. I also feel like they feel like the kind of intimacy you offer, either just physically, but also emotionally, is so incredible, so deep, and so meaningful and like special, that I feel like it really drives them crazy, the fact that someone else would get to receive that instead of them. And their higher self is acknowledging that there were many times when they took you for granted and just thought like, almost thought of you as like a burden, or kind of cast that to themselves like, oh, they're texting me again, or like, oh, now I have to be nice to them, or like, yeah, I know they like me, who cares? And they almost love to act like that. And I feel like for them now, they kind of have to acknowledge like, it wasn't one-sided. They wish it was. They wish they could, pretend like, yeah, just pile 2's into me. I don't care that much. But the deep down truth is that they do care. Those feelings are reciprocated. We pulled the love card for you guys. So I feel like it's kind of slowly dawning on them as well, with the strength card coming out, that you're not falling at their feet desperate. You're not waiting around for them, begging for them back. Your life is in shambles because, you're not with them. Like, I feel like in a way they thought, I'm going to run away from pile 2 and they'll chase me. Or I'm going to run away from pile 2 and they're not going to be able to function without me. And instead, I feel like you've been like, okay, well, anyway, that's sad. You processed your emotions. You were much more mature about it. And now you're kind of like, well, I'm moving on. So that's what it is. And I understand. I respect your decision. And now they're kind of like, huh? wait a minute, that wasn't how it was supposed to go. You were supposed to be begging for me back. You were supposed to be desperate for me. Yeah, let me get some astrology dice for pile number 2. Oh my goodness. Okay. So we got Virgo, we got the 7th house, and then we also got the nodes coming out. So there is a very deep spiritual connection that you guys have with this person. I feel like this person almost, yeah, like I feel like they feel such a deep spiritual connection with you, and they kind of can't even understand what's happening. Like there's a big part of them that's like, oh my God, what is this? I've never experienced anything like this. Maybe you guys do have a past life connection. Maybe you guys do have some kind of, you knew each other in the past. I feel like there may be that South Node connection where you guys had a kind of love for each other in past lifetimes. And maybe in this lifetime, that's why they're so triggered or they feel so intensely about you. But I feel like because they're not super spiritual, they don't know what the F is going on. They probably don't watch YouTube tarot videos. They're lost, right? They're missing out. But I feel like, yeah, they may not watch YouTube tarot. They may not be aware of soulmates. They may not be aware of spiritual stuff. And I feel like if they watch like a romantic movie or something, you know, their mind may go to you. Or if they listen to a romantic song, their mind may go to you, but there's still that resistance or that sense of like, what are you doing? Oh my God, you're being a simp. Or like, come on, you're delusional. Not realizing that it is reciprocated and that it's normal to feel those emotions and to feel this connection. It's a beautiful thing. There's just so much fear coming through. We also have Virgo, and that makes a lot of sense. Venus is debilitated in Virgo, in fall in Virgo, and there's nothing, you know, I love Virgos. Virgo energy is really beautiful on its own, but Virgo notices like all the flaws. Virgo's such incredible editors and surgeons. They are so integral to society for that reason. That's why I always thought it was funny. Like apparently Jennifer Lopez said she would never hire. She put it on her hiring list that no one was allowed to be a Virgo if you're a dancer for her, which I thought was so funny. I'm like, of all the signs to discriminate against for work, I wouldn't choose Virgo. I would definitely choose maybe my own sign of Pisces, because I'm like, hey, the Virgos will get it done and they'll do it perfectly. So there's so many great things about Virgos, but in love, it can be that, you know, overly analytical, that kind of like mental part of your mind turning on and looking at all the flaws and looking at all the things that are wrong instead of giving that benevolent grace and like easygoing, flowing love that you would see maybe with Venus and Pisces where it's exalted, or Venus in Libra or Taurus or whatever. So yeah, I feel like for you guys, this person may have been a little overly critical, and they may have even gotten too big for their britches, kind of thinking like, yeah, I'm better than pile 2, or like, I don't need them, or like, yeah, they're really into me, and kind of that like cocky attitude and just seeing flaws instead of giving the person the grace. And again, I feel like this person has had to kind of pay the consequences and see how that's paid off for them, which it feels like it hasn't paid off super well. And there may be a lot of regret about how they handled things or them being overly harsh, overly critical. And again, their higher self feels like it's kind of coming through to just say like, yeah, they didn't handle it right. And their higher self will acknowledge that their lower self was the one who was acting out of a place of real immaturity and self-protection, trying to protect the self. Then we have the 7th house, Libra. So their true feelings are much more deep than I think they let on. The 7th house is the house of marriage and relationships, and it's ruled by Libra, which is ruled by Venus. So of course, deep love. And I do feel like this person had a lot of feelings for you, and they really did want something with you and really like you and see a future with you. But I feel like they're just not in the place to be mature about it. They're not in the place to effectively merge with someone in the way that is required from the 7th house, where you have to compromise a lot. The 7th house is a house of compromise. Libra's all about compromise. So it's all about, maybe I'm a morning person, but I'll stay up late to appease my partner who's a night owl, or maybe I always eat the same kind of breakfast, but my partner hates it, so I'm going to make something else for both of us. Or I love this music, but my partner loves that music, so maybe we'll do a mix of both. It's that compromised, mature energy, willing to make arrangements and kind of sacrifice the self for the sake of the union. And again, I feel like this person's just not in that mature place. They feel very immature. They feel like they're still in runner energy. They're still focused on the self. They're kind of avoiding that depth of connection that we see in Libra. So yeah, that is what I have for you, pile 2. I really hope it resonates. If it does, let me know down in the comments. I always love hearing from you, hearing your thoughts and stories. So let me know what you think. Also give this reading a thumbs up, hit the like button, subscribe. And if you want to see more of my content, head on over to my Patreon. I just posted a reading all about what you're manifesting. So that's a great one to see what you're bringing in your life, what manifestation is heading your way soon. And before that, I posted a reading about your career, also a money reading. And of course, we have so many love readings, some recent ones, some older ones, some really fun ones, 18+ ones, tipsy ones. But there are over 80 exclusive readings you'll only get access to when you sign up for Patreon. And we also get early and ad-free access to all my YouTube videos. You guys also suggest and then vote on new topics over there. So it's super interactive. If you're interested in signing up for Patreon, go to the link underneath the timestamps in the comments in the description. And if you would like to get a private session with me, you can get that at my website, briarrosetarot.com. Whether you have some really specific questions you want to ask me and get down into the nitty-gritty about, or whether you just want me to open channel, get some messages from your guides, allow whatever to come through, do an energy check-in. Either one works. And so if you're interested in that, you can go to my website, briarrosetarot.com, and the link for that is in my description. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I'm sending you so much love and light, and I will be back again very soon with another reading. Take care, guys. Bye. Hey, pile 3, welcome to your reading. So if you guys picked this Garden of Venus card, this is going to be your reading. Let's get into the other cards as well. So you guys got the Sun Dancers, Gaia's Garden, the Lady of the Mirror, and the Map Maker of Destiny. So the first thing your person is coming through with saying is an acknowledgement of how much their life has changed since they met you. I feel like you taught them some major kind of spiritual lesson. They are mentioning maybe a past life connection, a soul connection, and almost like an instant realization when they met you. I feel like this person may have caught feelings for you really fast, really early on, because they're kind of showing me that like they knew right away. Like I'm seeing a first meeting in my mind, but there's a certainty. It's almost like an instant magnetism. I feel like this person really liked you right away, and they're also coming through to mention how much they like you as a person, not just attraction, although I do think that's definitely there, but also enjoying your personality. They think of you as really funny. They think of you as fun to be around. And something about like you teaching them to dance or something, only for some people, but I almost feel like, I mean, that could be literal. Maybe some of you guys literally taught them how to dance, but also metaphorical, kind of like that Leanne Womack song, I Hope You Dance, where I feel like you taught them to like enjoy life more, or you just brought this beautiful light to their life that wasn't there before. You made them smile more and like enjoy more and laugh more. And I feel like being around you really is like magic for them. Like they love it. They love to be around you. They think of you as just like this total package for them, I guess. Just this deep, almost this feeling of coming home. So it's very, very positive for a lot of you guys. I could see some of you guys who picked this pile being in an active relationship with this person, or being like, yeah, you know, these are usually for exes, but let me watch about my boyfriend or my fiance or husband. And yeah, I feel like if that's the case, yeah, this person definitely is just so grateful to you, loves being around you, feels so lucky to be with you. And I am getting other messages though that may apply to exes. So take what resonates, leave the rest, of course, as always. And so talking about, for those of you guys where this may be an ex, no contact situation, or even like a crush or something that never fully materialized in the physical world, they are acknowledging other situations in their life and also a level of distraction that they had. I do feel like this person vacillates between like really appreciating you and being so grateful to you and for you, and being like, oh, I'm the luckiest person in the world. Like pile number 3 is amazing. And then like almost getting distracted or having a little bit of immaturity. Like I feel like sometimes it's like they can't fully handle it or step up, or they just like their mind goes off into different areas and they kind of get distracted because they do. I am sensing a little bit of an immaturity around them, almost like a youngness, a youthfulness about them, like a very like happy, excitable quality that is good, but also can be like juvenile at times, I guess, where maybe some might say they need to grow up at times. I feel like this person, it's almost like they have an abundance of options. Maybe some of them are very attractive or something, and other people are drawn to them. Because I feel like with this Gaia's Garden, fruition, abundance, I feel like this person has had a lot. It's almost like it's not hard for them. You know what I mean? Like I think some of these things that happens, or if this is a no contact or an ex, it's almost like other people intervened, or I'm not saying they don't have responsibility for their actions, but maybe someone else like came onto them or was really flirting with them, and this person was like, yeah, I mean, I really like pile three, but hey, this person's cute too, and let me try it out. And I don't feel like they thought it through. So there's a message for those of you guys where there's no contact, or where it was a messy breakup, or whatever the situation is, that this person also, their human self is like easily distracted, gets their mind on other things. But I do feel like their mind always comes back to you. And I feel like you may have sensed some frustration with that, where you're like, I'm not waiting around for you to like go talk to someone else, and then you want to come back to me? Oh, heck no, which I think is completely legitimate. But I feel like for them, they're kind of like, hey, who cares? Like, you're the number one in my life. Like, I care about you the most. And yeah, maybe I'm talking to other people, but like, you're the one that matters. And I don't know, there's some energy around that I feel like this person may still be in the thick of that and still not realize what's at stake, or that you really are getting burnt out by it. And I feel like this person kind of like sometimes takes things too lightheartedly, or like everything's a joke, or like, haha, I mean, we're always gonna make it because we always come back to each other. And I know pile three will always be there. We have this super special connection. And maybe some of you guys are like, excuse me? No, I'm not always gonna be here for you. So yeah, I could see some frustration with this. I feel like this person, they are saying they can tell you anything, and they've opened up to you so much more than they've opened up to anyone else. I feel like they feel you are kind of like a guide or a spiritual almost teacher for them. Like they look up to you in a way. Not to be weird, but it's almost giving me like, you know how sometimes there's a relationship where like one of the partners is kind of like a parent role, or kind of seems like they're the authority figure, and then there's like the partner that's kind of the like the kid that just kind of like does things wrong, and the parent is always coming in to fix it. Like it almost gives me those vibes, you know? Yeah, I feel like with them, it's just like it's not clicking. They're not thinking it through. They're just kind of like doing their thing, having fun. And I don't think they realize that they're driving you away. I just heard that song from Taylor Swift. She has the best lyrics for these love readings, I guess, because she always comes through, where she's the song You're Losing Me, where she's like, stop, you're losing me. I can't take it anymore. I can't even feel my pulse anymore, or something. I can't remember the exact lyrics, but yeah. And she keeps trying to say, stop, you're losing me. And it's like the guy just doesn't get it. And she says, I've tried to tell you a million times. I feel like that's almost the vibe, where this person just seems like they just don't get it. It's just not clicking for them. I feel like there's a part of them that may realize what's at stake. This person may not deal with anxiety very well. I almost feel like because they put you up on a pedestal, because they really like you, it kind of terrifies them, the idea of losing you. So it's almost like they don't want to deal with it. It's almost like if you know you're really broke, and so you're like, I'm just not even going to look at my bank account. I'm just going to spend whatever I need to spend, and I'm just going to pretend it's not there. You know what I mean? Because you're so scared, because there's so much at stake, that you're like, I can't deal with this. I'm just going to go blow all my money in Vegas tonight. And that's obviously dysfunctional behavior. But yeah, I don't know. But this person is acknowledging you are very important to them. Very, very important to them. Their higher self is like screaming that at me, really wanting you to know. We got the map maker of destiny, and we also got the sun dancers. And, you know, for me being into astrology, the sun, of course, is the soul, and it is, you know, astrologers debate on that, but arguably the most important planet in astrology, in your astrology chart. It's your soul, and it's your identity, it's your personality, all of that. And of course, all the other planets rotate around the sun, so it's an extremely important placement by any measure. And I really feel like this is like a soul connection. You know, I really feel like this person has you have helped them become their more authentic self because of the connection you have with them. And Garden of Venus as well. Venus, of course, in astrology is love. It's the planet of love. I feel like this person sees you as incredibly beautiful, sees you as gorgeous, and they do have genuine love for you. I can't emphasize that enough. They do really care about you, pile number 3. So, yeah, let me get into some tarot. Let's see. We got the 2 of Pentacles, the 8 of Cups, the Fool, the Page of Swords, the 3 of Wands, the Ace of Cups, and the Temperance card. So yeah, this person does see this connection having a long-term potential. And I think that's why there's some energy of this person coming through as embarrassed. It's almost like they knew they messed up for some of you. Again, this is a general reading, so there's going to be multiple people that fit into this, and maybe in a relationship with the person, maybe no contact, maybe it's just a crush, whatever. And so take what resonates for you, leave the rest. If you're like, no, we're really happy they never betrayed me, of course, take the parts of this that apply for that committed relationship. But for those of you guys where there was a betrayal or where your person hasn't contacted you in a while, they are saying that they haven't wanted to contact you because they have been embarrassed and they're a little bit ashamed. There's something they did that they like know is wrong, and they know they messed up, and they feel bad about that. And it's almost like they can't take the judgment. I'm hearing not from you, not from you, really loud over and over, not from you, because I feel like for them, it's like they could take judgment from anyone else, but when you're disappointed in them or when you are unhappy with them, it just hits them so hard. They can't deal with it. They feel like at the bottom of the barrel. They just feel like rock bottom when you are upset with them. And so I feel like sometimes they mess up and you might be like, why haven't they apologized? Or why haven't they said something? Or why haven't they contacted me in a while? And I feel like it's because they are terrified of you like fully cutting them off, or you being like, you know, them texting you finally with this Page of Swords and you like not responding, or being like, who is this? Or being like, oh, I have a boyfriend, or I have a girlfriend, or don't contact me again. Like, I moved on. I feel like they can't take that. They'd almost rather live in this world of fantasy and just kind of pretending everything's okay. I'm seeing someone like covering their hands with their ears with their hands, and pretending like not to hear, and doing the like la 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 la, like singing so that they can't hear anything. It feels like they are just trying to run away from the problem. So this person, depending if this was an old connection or an ex or whatever, they may have sought out other relationships. If this was like a hookup situationship vibe, they may seek out other relationships regularly, again, as a way to distract themselves. I also feel like this person's in a little bit of a hedonistic energy. They want to do what's fun. They want to do what's lighthearted. They want to do what's easy. They are not trying to, like, again, I feel like with this person, when they start thinking about the serious stuff, it's like their anxiety rises and they have a really hard time with it. They have a really hard time stepping up to the plate. They are acknowledging, though, you have helped them to work through some of these issues. I feel like you were very encouraging with them, or you have been very good for them. The fact that you guys connected on this plane has helped their soul immensely. So I feel like, in a way, even though they may still be in these bad habits of ignoring problems and distracting themselves and pretending not to be bothered when they are, they have grown over some of their bad habits. They've grown out of some of that because of their connection with you, and you've taught them a lot. They really do look up to you, like almost like you're a role model to them or something like that, a teacher, that kind of a thing. And again, with the Temperance card, if it's been a while since they contacted you, they may think that there's still that opportunity for them to come back. I mean, wherever you are in this timeline or in this connection, like I said, I feel like there's a few different groups in this: current people, current relationships, exes, whatever, crushes, hookups. I feel like there's a few different groups in this. I'm not getting a definitive like, oh, this is an ex or this is current. But I do feel like whatever it is, this person sees this as a long-term connection for sure, and sees you guys having like a long future. They really like you, pile number 3. They really, really like you. Let's get into some song cards for pile 3. What songs do we have for pile number 3? Vulnerable, Selena Gomez. I feel like their emotions are really deep in this. No one's gonna love you, Band of Horses. Okay, we got 2 songs. I Thought I Saw Your Face Today, She and Him. Hypnotized, Fleetwood Mac. I love that song. That song always reminds me of like the desert, the wind in the desert at night. Beyond Love, Beach House. Yeah, there's a lot of depth of emotion here. Only You, Ellie Goulding. Yeah. And that's what I said, where like they may be dating other people, but in their mind, they're like, it's only you. Of course, you're the one I care the most about. If you have been jealous about others, just know you are the one that like occupies for sure the biggest part of their heart. But of course, if this person is not being loyal or they are playing around, dating others, hooking up with others, I mean, you don't have to tolerate that at all. And you also want to be aware of risks that can, pose to your body if someone is engaging in risky romantic behavior with a lot of people, risky sexual behavior. So, I am totally not saying, I would never be like, so just stay there and wait and let them cheat on you. I'm just always the messenger, so I'm not co-signing it. I'm just saying this is what their higher self is kind of telling me. But if someone's engaging in dysfunctional behavior that poses a risk to you, either emotionally, physically, whatever, it's still not really okay. It depends on you and what you feel comfortable with, what your intuition tells you. But their emotions seem like they are loyal to you, even if they are with others. You are at the forefront of their mind. Again, whether that's good enough for you, I don't know. Definitely not saying that, oh, that's so romantic and you should definitely say yes to all of it. We also got Teenage Dream, Katy Perry, Something, The Beatles, LDN, Lily Allen, and I think those are all the titles. Yeah, I feel like this person, they are just totally, like I said, magnetized by you, hypnotized by you. Something by the Beatles, I've heard people describe that as the most romantic song ever written. Something in the way she moves attracts me like no other lover. And I feel like that's very, very true for this person. They keep coming back to you. And now I'm hearing that song by Selena Gomez, I'd Go Back to You. I feel like they just can't. And now I'm hearing that other Selena Gomez song. I guess maybe someone's a Selena Gomez fan, but the one that's like Highest Floor of the Bowery, and I think it's like It Ain't Me. Yeah, and isn't that song about putting up with someone who's like addicted and they are acting in dysfunctional behavior? I almost feel like that could be your energy coming through. Like maybe you're like, yeah, I know they care about me and I know they always come back to me, but they are going out with other people or they're texting other people or they are dating other people or whatever, and I'm done. And I feel like, again, you would have every right to say that. It's your life. You have to make free will choices for yourself. I feel like this person is very devoted to you on the astral plane, but on the physical plane, they're also engaged in dysfunctional behavior and they seem immature to me. And so I don't know if you want to put all your eggs in this basket, but I feel like this person sees your face as so beautiful. They're very devoted to you. They care about you a lot. It's almost like one word from you could like make or break their day. If you're harsh with them or mad at them, it would absolutely crush them. This may be why they seek out validation from others, and I'm not justifying it or trying to blame you, definitely not. Definitely not. But I feel like this is, again, maybe their dysfunctional way of handling it is like, I'm always nervous about what pile 3 thinks of me and it gives me anxiety. So let me go deal with this person that I know is like really into me and will always give me validation and feedback and is always going to be simping over me and loving on me. So let me go hit up that person because that's just going to be easier for me and I'm not going to have to be in as much tension. So I feel like this person is definitely distracting themselves a little bit, kind of like biding their time. And again, I feel like they do have that intention to come back to you in the future, but I don't know if you're gonna want to be around by the end of it, but let's see. Let's get some other cards for pile number 3 and see how their person feels towards them. How does pile 3's person feel towards them? So we got psychic abilities, prosperity, travel. I feel like they do see you as like successful. I'm being told to take one more card. Forgiveness. Maybe they're asking for forgiveness from you. And one more. Friendship. Yeah, like I said, they see you as a friend. They see you as not just only a friend, but like I think that's what they really like you as a person. They're not just like, yeah, they're hot and, I don't really like being around them, but they are sexy. It's like they think you're like freaking gorgeous, beautiful, and they love hanging out with you. They think you're fun. They think you're exciting to be around. I feel like this person distracts themselves by kind of keeping things moving in their life. We got the travel card. So they may literally move a lot or travel to many different places, or they may hook up with lots of people, keep themselves busy all the time, distract themselves in that way. I also feel like they are sometimes insecure, wondering if they can measure up to you. Maybe they feel like you're more financially successful than them, or just you have some kind of different success or status than they have, and that worries them. And with psychic abilities, I feel like they feel like you see through them, or they feel like you have this kind of deep knowing that, again, I feel like really attracts them to you, but also sends them running in the other direction, because it feels like you can see them in a way that no one else can. And I also feel like you guys have that connection on the astral plane. You may dream of this person. You might be listening to the radio and suddenly a bunch of songs come on that remind you of them, one after the other, and they're very specific songs. Or you're on Spotify and suddenly like all the songs that remind you of them pop up. It feels like you have this psychic connection, and this person, when they think of you, they think of you quite intensely. Let's get some more, let's get some astrology dice. Wow. Wow. Okay, so we got double Aries. Why don't we spin this one more time to try to get another, yeah, Libra. Oh, we got that Libra Aries axis. Okay, cool. And then we also have the North Node. I'm telling you, this is a very deep soulmate world connection, past life connection. That's what the nodes are about. Your past life, your current life, and what we carry from past lives into this life, and the lessons we have to learn and stuff. And I do feel like maybe this was a fated connection, or you guys knew each other in past lives, and that's why it's been so intense. And you may also have come into each other's lives to influence the other's life, and to really make this impact, teach certain spiritual lessons, help someone learn certain lessons. But this may be a very fated, very spiritually powerful, purposeful connection that you guys have. Then we also have that Aries Libra axis. So Aries is the house of the self. And I kind of feel like that could be both of you. Both of you guys seem independent, and maybe that's why it's hard sometimes for you to compromise and come together. They are saying you can be quite feisty at times, and maybe you won't tolerate certain things that the other people will tolerate, and that's why they hang out with the other people for validation. I also feel like they are quite independent, and they may complain about that in you, but also they don't stay interested in these other people the way they're interested in you. So as much as they may complain about pile number 3 is too independent or something, they could be hanging out with the people that are simping for them, but their mind is always going back to you. So clearly they like it on some level. And I feel like you guys both struggle with that kind of like compromise of like, okay, I'm really gonna like turn myself over to this other person and let them into my life fully, which is what Libra is all about. And Libra is all about compromising relationships, being with that other person. It rules the 7th house of marriage and long-term relationships, romantic relationships, commitment. So I feel like this person and you, there is a lot of potential here. If you're in a current relationship with this person, this definitely could have long-term potential. And Libra is also ruled by Venus. And Venus, of course, is the planet of love expressed in an air sign. So it's also intellectual love. I feel like this person loves listening to you speak, loves the sound of your voice, loves hearing what you have to say. They have a lot of respect for you. Like I said, they kind of look up to you on some level. Libras are often great conversationalists. They're the diplomats of the zodiac, so they're really good with their words. They know how to handle themselves in lots of different social situations. They're generally speaking very graceful and dignified and charismatic. So again, I feel like that's coming through with your energy as well. But you also have that combination with Aries where you're kind of willful. You do your own thing. You're independent. You're bold. You're not necessarily desperate, begging for a relationship. I think that's one of the things that makes Aries Venus women so many crazy sex symbols come out of that placement. Marilyn Monroe, Elizabeth Taylor, Rihanna, Audrey Hepburn, and I think it's because Aries Venus is, sorry guys, I had to pause because I ran out of storage, but anyway, as I was saying, I think it's because Aries Venus women are so independent and they really do their own thing. And I feel like as much as this person, again, may sometimes get down about that or be like, oh, like I wish they weren't so independent. I wish they paid more attention to me. I wish they doted on me. I actually feel like deep down they really love the fact that you are independent and you are feisty and you're not just going to tolerate the BS, bad behavior. You really, I feel like, do your own thing, march to the beat of your own drum, and you are a little bit of a challenge. And so, yeah, I feel like for you guys, you have this really interesting, beautiful dynamic. Some of you guys may not be happy with the dynamic depending on where you fall in this, and I totally understand that. If this person is not treating you with the respect you deserve, then of course that's a problem. Their feelings deep down are very devoted to you, but of course if that doesn't match their actions, then we have a little bit of a problem. And you know, we need to make sure someone's treating us with respect in this physical world, not just on the astral realm, but in the physical day-to-day life. So yeah, I feel like this person, maybe they have a lot of work to do. For some of you guys, if this person is being a good partner, just know that they are really devoted. They really like you. They really, really like you. They almost worry sometimes about how much they like you and that they like you too much and that you have them in the palm of your hand or you have all the power or something like that. I feel like that's what also makes this person shy away at times or maybe feel rebellious, is like, if pile number 3 only knew how much I like them, how much of a simp I am for them, how much I care about them, they'd run screaming. So let me just play it cool. Let me pretend. Let me act like I don't care. Let me distract myself. But yeah, that is what I have for you, pile number 3. I really hope it resonates. If it does, let me know down in the comments. I always love hearing from you guys, so let me know. Also, make sure to give this reading a thumbs up, hit the like button, and subscribe. And if you want to see more of my content, head on over to my Patreon. Just posted a reading all about what you're manifesting, and before that I posted a career reading as well as a money reading and also another love reading. We have so many love readings over there, and there are over 80 exclusive readings you'll only get access to when you sign up for Patreon. You also get early and ad-free access to all my YouTube videos, so they always get posted over there first, and then also you guys suggest and vote on new topics, so it's super interactive as well. If all of that sounds good to you and you're interested in joining me over on Patreon, then head to the link underneath the timestamps in the comments in the description, and I would love to see you there. Also, if you are interested in getting a private session with me, you can get that at my website, briarrosetarot.com, whether you have one specific question you really want to dig into, or whether you just want to do an energy check-in, hear what your guides, angels, ancestors have to say. Either one works, and you can book that at my website, briarrosetarot.com, and the link for that is in my description. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I am sending you so much love and light, and I will see you again very, very soon in another reading. So take care, guys, and I will see you then. Bye. Hey pile 4, welcome to your reading. So if you guys picked this beloved card, this is going to be your reading. So let's get into your other cards. You guys also got the Dragon's Duel, the Wise Woman of Wonderland, the River Queen, and the Arrow Master. So what's coming through right away is that your person, they see you as a challenge, whoever this is. They see you as a big challenge, and I feel like this person is very attracted to you, but not wanting to fully step forward and be transparent and honest about their emotions. It feels like they kind of are playing a game, and it's almost like they don't want to be the one to lose. They don't want to be the one to give away their hand and show you that they care more. I feel like this person worries about that. They may really strategize before they talk to you or before they reach out, like, oh, you shouldn't say that, that's lame, or like, that's too much. You know, they may, if you're actively texting with this person, they may retype their text messages a million times, or, you know, ask their friends, like, what do you think? Or ask like chat GDP, like, oh, is this a good message? Or type up a message. Like, I feel like they really, you know, they do want to make a good impression, and they do worry about coming on too strong, or there's something about them not wanting to let you know how much they like you. And so I could see some of these people being game players, not everyone, but some of them. So, take what resonates, leave the rest. This could just be someone who is very, very into you and doing that thing we all do when you really like someone and you're like, oh, I don't want to send something stupid. So you ask your friends. But it also could be someone who's a little bit, like I said, strategic, a game player, whatever. I feel like this person, they do think about who has the upper hand in the relationship. They do worry about, coming across too much or coming across too strong. And I feel like they are very drawn to you, but it's almost like they don't want you to know the power you have over them. They don't want you to be aware of how amazing you are, amazing they see you as, and how much they genuinely really like you. So a lot of them kind of like keep that to themselves and don't they're not fully honest with you. They don't want to tell you exactly what they're thinking, exactly what's going through their head. So they kind of play it cool, or maybe they even would like strategically not reach out for a while, or like not text you for a while. I feel like this person worries, about not having the power a lot. They do care about like what level they're at and what level you're at, what you think of them, and they're very self-conscious about all of that. So I'm going to go ahead and go into the tarot right away because I think we got some interesting tarot. We got the Star card, the Page of Pentacles, the Six of Wands, the World, the Page of Cups, the Judgment card, and the Knight of Wands. So this could be the concerning card where the Knight of Wands can be a player in tarot, but we'll see what other cards we get as well. But definitely when we see something like the Knight of Wands, and then like I've been sensing this energy with them of being kind of cagey, not being fully honest, not being transparent, it is something to give you a little bit of pause if you're like, if this person's being really non-committal to you. Oh, I didn't even notice Knight of Wands and the Page of Cups. Yeah, that is definitely both of those can be player cards. And the Page of Cups, the Knight of Wands could be different depending on what other cards come out and what other energies are at play. But given the fact that I keep picking up on this person being strategic, it just makes me kind of wonder. I'm not saying that's the case for everyone, and we'll get deeper into the energy and see what else is coming up. But this could be a warning. Like if this person is being super non-committal, or they're texting you back very sporadically, or they just seem like there's something off, and you're listening to your intuition and that's telling you something, I would say pay attention because this person could be someone that is talking to lots of people, or they're playing games, or they're just not serious in a relationship. Yeah, it definitely could be someone that does that. I feel like they admire you because one, they think you look really good physically, like they are super attracted to you. They think of you as very, very, very attractive. And I feel like they definitely lurk your social media and they don't want you to fully know. This is the thing, is like, I could see this person just being really shy and kind of scared of you knowing how much they like you, but I could also see them being like a strategizer, kind of like cagey. But I feel like they definitely look at your socials, see what you're doing, and they think of you as someone who's very exciting, has an exciting life. They kind of look up to you in that way, like, wow, pile number 4 is really cool. I feel like sometimes they even wonder, like, can I hang out with them? Am I cool enough to be with them? Is pile 4 just gonna drop me? And maybe this is why they kind of want to seem like they have the upper hand, or they're not being honest. They may try to worry or try to seem a lot cooler than they are, or be very self-conscious about how they're presenting in terms of, wanting to make it seem like they have parties every weekend, or that they have a fantastic job, or that they have lots of other girls or guys who are interested in them. But there's something where they're like deliberately fudging with your perception of them. They're not being completely true about who they are. And I think we all do that in the context of an early relationship. We all, are going to be showing our best side and not our side, like laying on the couch on a Sunday, like no makeup, like just eating potato chips with crumbs all over our shirt. Like, we're not going to show that version of ourselves, right, when we're first dating someone, and that's normal. But I do worry that maybe this person could at times be someone who's a little duplicitous, or just not even ready for a relationship because they are so self-conscious. We'll see what else comes out. But yeah, I feel like for them as well, they do worry about their image. They do worry about how they're presenting, and they do care a lot about that. I feel like they're also ambitious and they spend time, trying to accomplish certain things, trying to seem a certain way, trying to have a certain like reputation with others, wanting to seem cool, wanting to seem well liked. I actually feel like this person could have like a secret nerdy side to them that maybe even they got like teased for when they were younger, or people thought it was lame when they were younger, so they kind of like threw that side of themselves away. And I don't know if you can be kind of nerdy around them too or something, and they feel like that's kind of like a nice outlet, or they feel like they can be more honest with you than they can with others. But I feel like they really find parts of you that are very endearing and charming to them. Like they really get a kick out of it. They really think of you as like kind of like a buddy. Like I'm hearing buddy in my mind. I can hang with pile number 4. They're so much fun to be around. We have such a good time. And I also feel like they see you as being very popular, or being the life of the party, or just being someone who's really fun to be around. Like just easygoing, chill, relaxed, and funny and exciting. And I feel like they really do look up to you and see you as a bit of a prize. Like they would be really proud to date someone like you. But I feel like sometimes they also wonder if they're good enough. So they might even do things to like sabotage it, or to ruin things deep down, because they don't really feel like they do deserve it. I also feel like for some of you guys, when this person met you, it may have felt like a second chance. We did get the judgment card. So it may have felt like, oh my God, like I'm being reborn and I'm really having this new opportunity to have a new life. I could see this person being older than some of you guys. And it's almost like maybe they wouldn't expect to be dating again, and then they're like, oh my gosh, someone as beautiful as pile 4 is into me. But if that is the case, again, with this person being kind of cagey, it just kind of concerns me, because when someone's a little bit older, they may have more knowledge, and that can sometimes give them an advantage. So it's something to, I guess, it's obviously not in all cases, but yeah, I feel like this person really likes you and feels really, really lucky to be with you or to have your attention. Um, but they're also very much monitoring, like wanting to not come across too strong, not wanting to show all their cards or give away all of their intentions towards you. So let me get some song cards for pile number 4. How does this person feel towards pile number 4? Talking body, Tove low. Okay. So they are very attracted to your body and your physical self. I can definitely pick up on that. I also feel like they think of you as very charming. I'm hearing that the Page of Cups may also apply to you, and that is an extremely charming card. That is why it can be a player. Kitchen Witch, Ariel Pink. So maybe they pick up on your witchy side. If you do tarot, or you have crystals, or you do anything metaphysical, they may see you as a little bit witchy. Marry Me, St. Vincent. How does pile 4's person feel towards pile 4? Thinking of You, Frank Ocean. Every Little Kiss, Bruce Hornsby. White Mustang, Lana Del Rey, and Waiting in Vain, Bob Marley. And let's get one more. Instant Crush, Daft Punk and Julian Casablancas. And this one, Rihanna, Rehab. So yeah, I feel like this person, they definitely think of you quite a lot, and they may have known right away. They may have instantly had a crush on you, instantly been attracted to you, instantly felt drawn to you. But again, I feel like this person deep down worries about messing it up or coming on too strong. They may have had a past negative experience where, they were really honest and poured their heart out, or they gave so much of themselves in a relationship and it backfired, or it didn't work out for them, and now they're being very cagey and they're being very careful about making sure they don't come across too strong, they don't give away too much of their energy. I feel like they really don't want you to be aware of how much they think of you. And I'm also hearing that this person can be jealous of you when you're with other partners or other people. So if you're not actually dating this person exclusively, I feel like this person, even if they told you like, well, I want to see other people or something like that, the actual idea of you with someone else just drives them up a wall and really, really freaks them out. I feel like if they see you with someone else, like on your Instagram or social media, they may stalk that other person. They may try to look up all the information they can about that person. I feel like for them, they also reminisce about your time with them. And I don't know if some of you guys did that thing where you like compare hand sizes, but I'm seeing someone do that. I feel like they have a lot of really fond memories of you, like tiny little moments and vignettes that just come to their mind of times you guys spent together and things you guys did with each other and small little memories. I don't feel like this person feels comfortable or open with being super sentimental. I feel like they would probably try to act like they're very unbothered by it and like, yeah, it was fine, I guess, but whatever, I don't really care that much. They definitely worry about, again, coming across like a simp, coming across too emotional. There may have been a time, I could almost see this being like low vibrational water energy, like someone who's a Pisces, a Scorpio, a Cancer, but has an internalized hatred of emotions or being vulnerable. So they kind of hate that part of themselves. They try to toughen themselves up. And they're kind of running from their emotional side. I can see that being the case for some of them. I feel like for them, they are kind of sad. If they're not talking to you in the current moment, that makes them really sad. And they do think about that and really wish that they could talk to you. They also are acknowledging how sweet and kind you are. And I feel like they look back with a little bit of regret and worry about whether you're always going to be this sweet and kind. There's also some of them, not all, take what resonates, leave the rest, but that worry that they like damaged you or really hurt your feelings and that, you might be affected by them. And I feel like that bothers them because they do not want to hurt you. Their higher self is like, I don't mean to be a jerk to pile number 4. I don't mean to have hurt their feelings. I feel like there's some energy of this person not being able to help it, or even this person having not been looking for a relationship when they met you and not being able to really handle those emotions, not really being able to like know how to process or how to maturely manage all of that. And also part of them maybe still not wanting a relationship even now and kind of thinking about, yeah, I feel really drawn to you, pile number 4. And yeah, I don't want you to date anyone else, but also like I'm not fully ready for that level of commitment. I'm not fully ready to leave everything else in the past. I feel like this person worries a lot about like missing out on opportunities or not having access to all the things they want in life. And they do want quite a lot. I could see this person kind of having a voracious appetite for a lot of different things, be it other partners, be it even like going out, drinking, food, everything. I feel like they just really want to experience life and they may not be in that place where they're like, okay, I'm ready for settling. I'm ready to lock it down with one person. Even if it does drive them crazy, the idea of you being with someone else, it may not be enough to motivate them to like fully step into that commitment. I feel like this person has complexes with commitment. Like they have some idea that commitment is being tied down, or commitment means, the death of the self, and commitment is the end of their freedom. So they kind of have a very negative narrative around it that I feel like holds them back. And I don't feel like it's just with you. It's not like they are capable of having a super close relationship with someone else and it's just with you that it's bad. I feel like in general, they are someone that has this kind of negative idea, like I said, of commitment, and probably doesn't have a lot of great relationships with others, romantic relationships with others as well. They may also feel very comfortable or more comfortable keeping things on a purely physical level rather than getting super emotional because of those tie hang-ups around emotions as well. So let's get some more cards for pile number 4. What is pile number 4's person feeling towards them? What emotions do they have? Courage. Okay. And I do feel like they kind of have to work up the courage to like talk to you or to engage with you. I feel like they would kind of have to gas themselves up about that and really, like I said, typing out a text message, retyping it, being very strategic about it, wondering if they're good enough to be with you. They may have even had to have a lot of courage to like approach you the first time. And I feel like if they did get to be with you, they kind of wonder if like, why you were with them, or feel like you're crazy that you were with them because you are such a catch. And like, oh my God, is something even wrong with pile four because they got with me? It's almost like that quote that's like, I would never want to be a member of any club that would have me, because if they'll let me be a member, then it's not a good club. You know what I mean? That's butchering the quote, but paraphrasing it, like, I feel like this person feels like, okay, wait, if pile four is super into me, like, what's wrong with them? There's got to be something off with them then. Let's get some more cards for pile number four. How do they feel towards pile number four? How does pile four's person feel towards pile four? Okay, closure, and we got transformation. So for some of you guys, I'm not gonna lie, with this closure card coming out, this person could be like moving on or trying to move on. They could have mentally shut this door in their mind of like, okay, I'm not gonna reach out again to pile four, or I'm done, or I'm moving forward. I feel like this person is very good at compartmentalizing their emotions. So even if they did feel a strong tie towards you, a strong pull towards you, they also would be very capable of, like I said, just shutting that out and just ignoring it and just pretending like they didn't feel anything. I feel like that's kind of how they are in life. Like when something gets hard or something is difficult or emotionally taxing, they're really good at just kind of putting that behind some locked door in their mind and throwing away the key and never opening it. So it's not a super mature energy, but it is what it is. And I feel like in a way for some of them, their higher self is giving you permission of like, you should be able to pursue and date who you want and who can be more present from you, not this person that seems at times like they can be a little withholding. Again, this is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. You know, every reading of any kind of pick a card you're going to do, because it's meant for groups, is going to have things that apply for you and things that don't. So if something doesn't hit as true and doesn't resonate in your soul, absolutely don't listen. It's probably not for you. And pay attention to the things that stick out to you, resonate, hit with you. You think, wow, yeah, that's right. Those are the things to pay attention to. So for some of you guys, not everyone, but this person could really have closed the door in their mind on this chapter that they had with you. They may have been like, yeah, that was the time we spent together, but I'm moving on. I'm focusing on the future and I'm moving past this. I don't feel like it was that this person had no emotion towards you or they just don't care at all. But I do feel like they kind of are good at, like I said, compartmentalizing, putting things out of their mind when they become unpleasant or nasty for them. Like once something is hard for them, they may have like avoidant attachment or something, where once something gets really hard, they're like, okay, bye. And they kind of put it out of their minds and go on to the next. And so if you're waiting around for this person, depending on how it resonates for you, whether you think this applies to them or not, it may be time for you to go live your best life, seek out those experiences with people who are going to treat you with a lot of respect and put you up on a pedestal instead of taking you for granted. Let's get one more card for pile number four. How does pile four's person feel towards them? And we got clarity. I feel like this person is very like facts and logic, they're very like whatever, right, left brain, I'm not sure which, but that kind of mathematical mind, that kind of like logic, fact-based thinking, very rational, very much someone who thinks through all the data instead of leads with their emotions. Now, of course, I'm a Pisces and a Cancer moon, Grand Water Trine. I'm always advocating for using your emotions to navigate more than logic. But I just think this person, yeah, they kind of look down on emotions a little. There's a part of them that thinks that is kind of lame or that they shouldn't think that way. So I feel like when they try to map out their life of what they're trying to build for themselves, they're thinking very rationally. So they may not be may not be relying on their feelings to navigate. And even though they really like you, they may be like, yeah, that's not what I need a partner who does this for me, or I need a partner with this salary, blah, blah, blah. And they're just thinking super rationally about it. And it can be really hard to permeate or penetrate into someone's emotional kind of aura and defenses when they have this thinking that I'm not going to listen to my emotions in the first place. Let's get some astrology dice for pile number four. So we got double Scorpio. Okay, let's spin it one more time. Leo. Okay, perfect. So we got Leo, Aries, and Scorpio. So double fire, and then we have double Scorpio. So we'll definitely talk about Scorpio. Let's talk about Leo. First of all, it makes sense because we got the Six of Wands, we got the Star card, and there is this very strong energy of either this person feeling like very protective of their own reputation and worrying a lot about what other people think of them, but also then acknowledging what a great impression you make on others, that they see you as kind of like this star. They see you as someone who makes a great impression, that so many people are impressed by you, so many people really like you, so many people think of you as just a really cool person, a really interesting person, a really dynamic person. And I feel like they kind of wonder even if they can measure up to you, because this may be someone who doesn't feel comfortable with a partner that has their own shine and gets their own attention. They may be really wanting a partner who kind of can stay in the shadows a little bit more and not take any attention away from them. And they feel much more comfortable with someone who's kind of going to take that back seat and allow them to shine. Because I do feel like this person has a very strong ego, to be honest, but they are acknowledging that you are this kind of star and that you make this beautiful impression. And I feel like in that sense, this person was a little intimidated by you when they first met you. Then we have Aries, the first house. So I feel like that could be this person's energy. It feels like they are very independent minded. They're someone who very much focuses on themselves. And of course, Aries literally opposes the seventh house of relationships. So it's not to say Aries can't be in relationships. Of course, they totally can. But, you know, it's an energy that's about shining as an individual. And I feel like that's kind of this person's lane, is like doing their own thing. That's where they kind of thrive, is like when they're in this kind of individualistic mode, thinking about themselves and thinking about a partner, learning to compromise and kind of bend themselves into a pretzel for another person is probably something that doesn't come very easily for this person. So something to be aware of. It's not necessarily the end of the world, but I do feel like this person is in a mode that may make it hard for them to really completely lean into this partner and kind of form that beautiful partnership that a lot of people are looking for in the context of a romantic relationship. I don't know that that would come as easily to this person. Then we have Pluto and Scorpio. We got double Scorpio, so it's a very strong energy for this pile. Scorpio is a very powerful energy. It does rule over sex, and it also rules over trauma, and it can really talk about that merging with the other person, a relationship that's very much about real kind of soul melting into the other soul, sharing finances, sharing a life, and really, really joining in every single way possible. I feel like this person, you know, they may even struggle from like codependence, or they are so emotionally avoidant that it's because they emotionally avoid because their actual natural tendency is to really melt into the other person. They may have a lot of traumas. They may be coming from a place where there's a lot of unaddressed shadow work that they need to do. And maybe that's why they met you, is because they were fated to kind of learn this lesson or to have you trigger certain things in them. And I do feel like they have transformed because of that. Pluto is also intense transformation and complete transmutation. It's working through problems. It's fixing the plumbing. So I feel like with this person, they may be going through a stage of soul growth, and maybe that's why you guys were fated to meet each other. And who knows what could emerge on the other side. I do feel like for most of you guys, this person may just be a little bit too unevolved or too they haven't done the soul growth work yet to be fully capable of entering into the kind of relationship that you're more ready for a pile for. But of course, take what resonates and leave the rest. I just wouldn't want to see you waiting around for someone that it does seem like they have a lot of work to do on themselves and that they're not quite ready. So that is what I have for you, pile 4. I hope it resonates. Not the most happy reading, I guess, to get, but I always want to be super honest with you guys. So tell me how it resonates for you in the comments. I always love to know, and make sure to give this reading a thumbs up, hit the like button, and subscribe. And if you want to see more of my content, head on over to my Patreon, where I post all my additional readings. I just posted a reading all about what you're manifesting, and before that I posted a career reading as well as a money reading, and also also another recent love reading, but there are so many love readings and over 80 exclusive readings you'll only find on Patreon. You also get early and ad-free access to all my YouTube videos. They always get posted over there first. And you also get to suggest and vote on new topics. So if all that sounds good to you and you're interested in joining me on Patreon, head to the link underneath the timestamps in the comments and the description and join me over there. Also, if you would like to get a private one-on-one session with me, you can get that at my website, briarrosetarot.com. And whether you have one specific question you want me to get into, or whether you just want an energy check-in to hear from your guides, your angels, your team on the other side, and get some clarity overall about your life, either one works, and you can book that session with me at my website, briarrosetarot.com. And the link for that is in my description. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Now I am sending you so much love and light, and I will see you again very soon in another reading. So take care, guys, and I will see you then. Bye.